Here, DJ Delz. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh.
Tens, right?
10. Almost.
Tens.
Close. No one's a 10 with me.
Hey.
But
DJ Delz, you know I love you.
The first thing I want to discuss, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will both be executive directors of the Monday Night Raw show and the Smackdown show. So Paul Heyman is going to be the executive director of Raw, Eric Bischoff with SmackDown Live. Does this have potential? That's the big question. Me personally, of course it does. I mean, Paul Heyman is a genius. Look what he's done in the past with ECW and the work he's done with CM Punk, and of course, none other than Brock Lesnar. So there is potential there. Eric Bischoff, no-brainer. Look what he did with WCW. I think that there's a lot of things in the works with WWE countering what's about to come with All Elite Wrestling, and this is just one move that they got going on. I have a feeling they have tons of moves as we get toward the fall. They are going to be playing chess, and they're getting it going right now. This is definitely some big news, and I had to speak about it. I will be sharing this clip on YouTube because I want to promote the podcast over at patreon.com/DJ Delz. So if you're listening to this clip and if you like my style of podcasting, head over to patreon.com/DJ Delz and become a member. We do a giveaway every single month, and it's very interactive because of the fact that we do Q&A every week. So you basically mold the show. It's a custom podcast. Whatever you want me to speak about, we speak about. Now, getting back to this conversation, my whole thing is, will Vince McMahon let these guys do what they want to do? How much creative control will they have over the show? Or is this just a gimmick, them just basically being puppets to Vince McMahon, you know? Because we keep hearing all these reports, how creative, they try to do cool stuff. Vince McMahon shuts it down. Just like with the Jon Moxley interview, which was amazing. He really exposed a lot of stuff. And what does Vince do? He shuts it down. We've heard interviews from Ryback even, and Ryback talked about a lot of stuff too with WWE creative. Does it matter? Even though these guys are so iconic, they're still brilliant to this day. Will they have the creative control to do what they want to do? Because in my eyes, I think they know still to this day what is really relevant, what is hot, what is entertaining. I had the pleasure of chopping it up with Eric Bischoff 2 years ago. I was at a bar at a hotel and he was there and we were shooting the shit, man. Awesome dude. And he has his podcast, which I enjoy. The guy isn't like old as dirt where he's just lost in the sauce. He'll come back, and I believe he will deliver. Same with, of course, Paul Heyman. The thing is with these two guys, they're not corny people. They still are out there. They're still in the public. When I look at someone like Vince McMahon, he just seems so out of touch. Even when you see him on TV, it's just not the same Vince. And the only way I feel WWE will be successful again is if Vince lets other people take the wheel. But from what we've heard from people like Jon Moxley, it seems like at the end of the day, it's all about what Vince wants. It is his company, so do you blame him? But at the same time, you gotta know when to let go and let other people with fresh minds and people that just know what the people want to have some more control over the programs every single week. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope that we get a better product with WWE because the talent is there. I think a lot of people are just disappointed with the fact of the storytelling, the pushes that people are getting. Some people don't understand why some people are getting pushed versus others like EC3 who's just doing stupid shit. EC3 is fantastic. He cuts great promos, he's got great personality, and he's good in the ring. Physique is right. He could be serious, he could be funny as all hell. And it's just such a shame what they have done with EC3. When I seen him as the referee, it just made me shake my head. Like, why are you treating him like he's damn what Brad Maddox? You put him in a referee outfit. What is next? And there's rumors that Eli Drake is signing to WWE. Are they going to do something like this with him next? I mean, it's unreal. That's why I'm glad to see a lot of talent staying over in NXT and not moving up, because I'm scared to see what they're going to do with all these people that are shining over in NXT, and then they come to the main roster and then they just ruin them. They turn to hot garbage. So let's cross our fingers that Vince chills the hell out and just lets other people get a little more control with the product every single week. Let's all cross our fingers. Only time will tell. Final thoughts on this discussion: unless Vince lets them have creative control, lets them do their thing, it's just going to be these two as Vince's puppets, Vince's mouthpieces, and clearly Vince does not know what is good shit. He doesn't. It's clear as day. I mean, I can't even watch Raw anymore. I try every single week. I have to turn the channel after a little bit. I just can't. It's so bad now. And the same with Smackdown. People are not getting the right pushes, and there is tons of talent on the roster. The roster is talented. They have a lot of great talent. In my opinion, they have just as much talent as in AEW. Everyone's riding this AEW wave. They delivered on the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I thought it was pretty good. I did a review on it. If you didn't check it out, if you're listening to this clip on YouTube, check it out. It is on YouTube, and the full podcast is on Patreon, patreon.com/DJDELZ. But with that pay-per-view, I thought the first half was okay, kind of weak at times, but the second half was absolutely fantastic. Their next show this weekend is going to be great. We're definitely going to talk about that this weekend, and I feel like it's going to be really edgy because of the matches they got going on. It's going to be definitely super violent. Ultra violence is going to go down. And WWE, the only way they're going to be able to compete with this is if they do the same thing. They take it to PG-13. If they don't do that in the future, then they're going to be in deep shit. They're definitely going to be. There's no way in hell they're going to be able to compete with AEW if they're giving the people what they want. And then you go to WWE and you got a bunch of goofy shit going on. So unless Vince lets these guys do what they want to do, keep it edgy, there's no fixing WWE. Especially some of the people they're pushing is absolutely ridiculous. Baron Corbin, like, get out of here. I like Baron Corbin. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but pushing him to possibly being the champion, come on, man. I really think in the next 2 months, Baron Corbin will be the champion, by the way. I definitely will put that out there. I give it 2 months. That's a prediction. May not be a popular one, but I think it's a realistic one. It seems like they love him in the back. And one thing about Baron Corbin, a lot of people can't stand him, but that's what is supposed to be with Baron. He's a heel. People aren't supposed to like Baron Corbin. So he's doing his job. But there's a lot of people that can't stand him. They really cannot stand him. They wish he wasn't on TV. I think he's great. But being a champion, no. I think what they need to do is push Big E. I've been waiting and waiting. Push Big E. He should have the title belt eventually. He's a great talker. He's great in ring. He should definitely be a champion on a solo run. They don't even need to break up the New Day. If they do so, so be it. Maybe there'll be a feud in the future with Kofi and Big E. I was thinking of how they could have Big E turn, and the one thing I thought of is the fact that back in the days when Big E moved to the main roster, who did he roll with? He rolled with Dolph Ziggler. So why not have Big E help Dolph Ziggler out during a match with Kofi? That would be a great way to have Big E have his heel turn. But I don't think they're going to have him do a heel turn anytime soon. We got to think of all the merchandise they sell. They sell a ton of merchandise still to this day. They just bring in that money for WWE. So I can't see that happening, but that's definitely one person I would love to see get an actual push in the company, along with EC3. EC3 is fantastic. For people that are watching Matt Hardy on social media, he's like developing this new gimmick where it's hard to be Matt Hardy, and it is so funny. That whole new gimmick thing he's pushing right now would be perfect for EC3. Just showing off and living the life, but still whining, complaining. You don't know how hard it is to be me. I could see EC3 running with that. But EC3's original gimmick in Impact Wrestling is what works. I don't know why they don't just take that and run with that. Instead, they got him in a goofy referee outfit like a schmuck. I don't get it. And another wrestler who I just don't understand why can't he get a push is Cesaro. Cesaro, they bring him back with his own new theme music. Why not push this guy? He is one of the best wrestlers on the roster. Do you not see what he does in the ring? Why not push this man? He is such a good wrestler. If he ever signed to AEW, I guarantee you they would push the shit out of him. And he is just mid-card, just chilling. No gold, nothing. He should have a push because I feel like a lot of fans are really into the actual wrestling, not the goofy shit. And there's nothing goofy about him. He goes in the ring, he busts his ass in the ring. I mean, the dude works. Why not? Why the hell not? And I like his personality too. It's not like he's awful as far as his personality. I would like a push with him. He is one of the best on the roster in ring. Some may argue with me. If you disagree with me, please leave that in the comments. But really think about him in ring and then think about others. I know some will say, oh, I want Elias to be pushed, or this one or that one. Look at how the hell Cesaro works and compare him to someone like Elias. Cesaro is a monster in that ring. Just my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this clip right here. For everyone that's on YouTube, smash that thumbs up button. Please, if you enjoyed it, leave your comments on everything we spoke about. There's going to be tons more to speak about on my Patreon podcast over at patreon.com/DJ Delz. So if you enjoyed this, head over there, link in the description box, and or check out more of my videos here. We do a lot of wrestling content here with me actually interviewing wrestlers. And on top of that, we also have a lot of collectible reviews on Funko Pops and more. So definitely check out all the vids, and welcome to the channel if you're new here. Subscribe, ring that bell, turn the notifications on